Yeah, so I would say train your geometries. And what that means is move your body and train the body to hold and operate in positions of natural geometry. God designed this body so marvelously and perfectly made that we have certain geometries of the human body. So, for instance, as I squat down like this, like we all should be able to do, but I'll be fair and say that in the Western societies where we don't squat like this often, I would say that if you're under the age of 40, you should be able to squat like this. And I'll be even more generous and say under the age of 35, you should definitely be able to. Really, Hazel? Under the age of 35, you should definitely be able to squat like this. But you will see in a lot of other cultures, the elders and the communities and the elders of those cultures, a lot of Asian cultures and African cultures, you'll see this, where people who are over the age of 40, even over the age of 50, they sit in a position like this and they have conversations. In a lot of the Asian cultures, you'll see the guys, they're smoking a cigarette in a position like this. But this is really a natural resting position. And going back to the geometries though, you see how in this position, there's a triangular formation here. And you really got to have the eyes to see it. But when you start paying attention to it, you'll see that when you hold certain positions, certain stances, and you even do certain exercises, it moves the body in its natural proportional alignment. It's a geometry. Like everything in nature and everything that's natural, there's a form to it. The cellular structure has a form. The DNA helix complex has a form. The anatomy and biology of these trees, they all, have form. And anything that has a strong form typically can last long. It's in formation. And not to get too much into the phonetics of words, but you want to be in formation. You want your form to be good. You want your alignment to be good. You want your posture to be good. And when you uphold that and you can strengthen the muscles to keep these certain postural positions, that particular individual will more than likely see better health, longevity, physical longevity, and even mental longevity too. Because even how our mind processes information and how our emotions process emotions, there's all a geometry. There's a geometry to it all. And this is why for me I love the study of metaphysics. For I have 1 degree in physical science and 2 degrees in metaphysical science. Physical science teaches you the structure of what you can assess with the 5 senses. So whatever you can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, you would observe that through the lens of physical science. But metaphysical science goes beyond what the 5 senses can pick up on. So in your typical science labs, you will see physical science, what you can observe under a microscope, what you can look at when you are dissecting a cadaver. These are physical sciences. But there is a metaphysical science to all of that that can't be perceived with the 5 senses. But those who are trained in it and study it enough, those individuals are able to perceive what is metaphysically around us all the time. And that also applies to our being and ourselves and our health and our well-being and what we are, not only physically but spiritually. So things like emotions and thoughts, those start to get into the metaphysical realm of things because you can't necessarily see, touch, hear, or, those aspects of life, emotions and thoughts. But they also have structure, just like the physical components of life have structure. So the importance of moving in our geometries is all about training our bodies, our minds, our emotions to be in alignment with the natural geometries that we were designed to be naturally. When your mom and dad came together and that first single cell organism was formed, the zygote, you know, you didn't necessarily have to intentionally make yourself divide. And even now, the zygote is one thing, but even now, 50 plus trillion cells in the body, and we don't consciously have to sit here and tell ourselves to divide. That happens automatically. And it's that natural design. It's God's blueprint, as I like to call it. It's the natural way that causes these things to happen automatically. But again, there's a structure to it. There's a blueprint to it. So, we cherish life. And those of us that do cherish life, we want to do our best to understand this blueprint and move with this blueprint to the best we can. We live in a world today where there are a lot of things outside of us, outside of our bodies, that are not necessarily in alignment with this blueprint. And if we take on those things that are not in alignment with the blueprint, if we take on those things too much, where it's out of balance with the natural things that we can take in, we start to see an imbalance in the system. We start to see things can begin to go wrong. And that can look like a number of different things. It can look like physical dis-ease. It can look like mental dis-ease. And it can look like emotional, And even beyond just those three as well. So we want to try our best ultimately to adhere to the natural cadence, to the natural blueprint, and to the natural way that the Creator designed. Everything in creation, is really beautiful. And when we can adhere to it and keep it close to us, and really and truly starts with ourselves, keep ourselves in alignment with this blueprint, then we will see life not only have a better experience for us, but the probabilities of having good health increase. Because we never know. It's not to say that if you do whatever type of lifestyle that you're just going to be perfect health 100%. No, because there are other factors that play into our health. But one thing we can say is that it will increase the likelihood. We can strongly say that it will increase the likelihood of good health, longevity, and prosperity for you. So I would say that it's wise to adhere to those natural cadences and keep them close and sacred and meaningful to you. So that's all we have here for now. And we give thanks and praise for life. And we continue to live life and enjoy life. And be life. Yes, I. Till next time, Blessed love. Peace.